and welcome everybody. This is Science Bridge Coffee Break Session. My name is Martina Ścibiorek and I'm here with you as traditional on Tuesday at 10 with my coffee. So what we are gonna chat today about is very important yet often omitted detail, let's say, of our personal branding called LinkedIn profile. Why I'm saying it is that it's often omitted. The truth to be said is that scientists think that their CV is of outermost importance. So they send it around to HR's talent acquisition specialists, HR companies, and they think that that's sufficient. And absolutely it's not. We live in 21st century and we have to ditch the old school ideas of applying for jobs. In previous centuries, so 20th century, people would apply indeed through, let's say, CV that would land on the correct desk, and that CV would be good. Or not. That's the topic of completely different conversation. But from that CV, you might get a call inviting you for an interview or a call to do first an interview on the phone. However, today we are living in digitalized world where most of us sit on social media, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and then it's LinkedIn. And people are like, okay, well, I started my LinkedIn profile. I'm in the clear, right? So I put my name, surname, my qualifications there, and that's done. The reality, it's not done. So usually the talent acquisition managers and HRs and HR companies know that you post a lot of things on social media, so they will definitely check your social media. And what it comes with that is the LinkedIn profile. And LinkedIn profile not necessarily will be there for you to be analyzed by HR and talent acquisition people, but it's going to be very useful for your network building. And as I mentioned in that coffee break sessions that you can watch as well, networking is a key to actually have an easier transition to industry than just applying for jobs and maybe landing a job. And networking is done, especially now with COVID, through digitalized world, such as going to international conference that it's online, and what you're gonna share there. You're not gonna send your CV. You're gonna say like, let's stay in touch. How about on LinkedIn? This is my LinkedIn profile. Let's continue this conversation out of this beautiful platform that we are on and switch to something professional. Obviously, you're not gonna send your Facebook profile because that's your private thing. Unless you're an influencer, that's a different story. But I guess still it might be not the thing that you wanna share. So the best thing is to share your LinkedIn profile. There are a few intricacies of LinkedIn that you have to learn how to manage. And today, because of the time span, I'm just gonna touch upon LinkedIn and what we see from different trends on the market, what is important, what is convenient. However, we are not gonna dive into that. To dive into that, you have to go to either our course that is going to be soon available on the LabVine, or find a course on LinkedIn itself. But as I promised for today, a lot of people are making these days memes about LinkedIn and what is the reality, that people exaggerate their skills to actually show them off as super unique on LinkedIn. And that's not necessarily full-blown lie, because indeed on LinkedIn we have to show our skills as very important, even though we might see them as very simple as, okay, I just chatted a few colleagues, I presented the presentation on meetings that I'm forced to go to because those are lab meetings. Or I did a seminar because my boss asked me to. Okay, well, they did, you participated, you did it. So it is your achievement, and there is a shame not to actually show it in reality to possible network that you are developing. So let's jump into my LinkedIn profile, which I use personally for networking. So the first thing first, my LinkedIn link is actually shortened to just my name and surname. You can see it here. So when you're starting your profile, LinkedIn will automatically add certain extended, numbers and letters and so on, because that's the URL that it's being automatically created by AI. However, you can change it in your LinkedIn settings, and you can ask LinkedIn to put it more personalized, so just your name and surname. I'm gonna tell you it's very, very convenient when either you're talking on a call where you cannot share your link, or when you're creating your own business card, because on a business card you can just simply put it at the bottom and it doesn't look as a very long link. And also, if you would be using, let's say, some form of URL shortening software that are available, it might be not looking good on your business card or on your CV for that matter. Because remember, on your CV these days, you can also include your link to your LinkedIn, and it's actually preferable these days. Okay, so now we are going slightly down. We have this banner, which in my case is Science Bridge, because this is my main project these days and I'm very focused on that. And this banner can also be adjusted. So again, LinkedIn will just put a random image here, but you can adjust it to your preferences, or that would suggest that you're a scientist to make it, some kind of nice graphics. Or it can be focused on your interest, let's say hiking, because that's something that people can use as the icebreaker for the conversation with you. The next step is obviously the LinkedIn picture, which in my case was a professional taken photo, but this basically shows your brand again. So you don't use here photos of your dogs, you don't use here photos of you and your friends. Some people, I've seen this, they are using photos from their hobbies, like diving for instance, which regularly is not recommended, but again can be used as the interesting icebreaker. But people here want to see you as a professional. So as LinkedIn is a professional tool, you should put here your professional photo. What I mean by that is that you basically ask your friend to take your photo with your smartphone on an even background, let's say a white gray wall, and you are in your formal clothes and you are taking your headshot. So that's what you can do. That's what I had actually initially on my LinkedIn profile, because that's what people want to see. So they want to see you in a professional setting, in a professional way. And if you're a scientist, please don't take your photo in a lab coat. Don't put the photos in your lab coat, or photos that you don't even look at people. You're supposed to make the eye contact, you're supposed to smile, you're supposed to look professional on this photo, but professional in the business way, because remember, you're here looking at connecting with people from out of academia, possibly in the business world, and therefore not necessarily the lab coat photo will be the best one to choose from. Then obviously your name, surname, your qualifications, and you have this line of your interests. So you should mention a couple of interests here. Not necessarily all the interest all the interests have to be related to your profession. In my case is that I'm science enthusiast, social entrepreneur, and animal lover. And I say, let's connect. Animal lover, why I put it there? Because this is something that I'm passionate about. I love animals. I have a dog, and I can't imagine life without animals. So maybe I will be able to connect with someone who has similar interests. And this is something that you can immediately have the icebreaker in your hands to chat with people. Social entrepreneur, because I'm passionate about that. I'm immunologist by trade. My PhD was done in immunology. I'm science enthusiast because I believe in science. So all those things here you have to include. Then other things, your location, because that will likely bring you closer to the job in the area that you are interested in. So if you remember, your LinkedIn profile has to be future oriented. So if you plan to move, you might not necessarily say that you live in Calvinia in Western Cape. You can say City of Cape Town, which is bigger, and Western Cape. So you basically show the area of interest here for your future employers or your future network. Then when you scroll down, what people will see is things about you. So you basically describe yourself and your passions in the words that are true to yourself. So don't lie on LinkedIn profile. This is something that it's supposed to create your brand and get you forward, create that network of the true connection, because lie is really important. We have saying they have short legs. They come out very quickly. So if you are lying on your LinkedIn profile or your CV, trust me, it's gonna come back to you, not in a good way. So what further people see on your LinkedIn profile? They will see your articles. So for instance, in my case, I was publishing things on LinkedIn and not only, and those articles are visible for my network, and people can click on them, go to the particular article, see it. As I mentioned, I've been writing on LinkedIn. That was quite easy to publish because you are your own editor and you do it for yourself. Then other activities, the most recent activities that I did on LinkedIn, you can obviously expand it once you have the profile and see all other activities that I did. And then we go to experience. In the experience, you put obviously what you are doing. So in my case, because I've been involved in industry and created my own company, I am a founder and CEO of ScienceBridge. However, previously I had put my experience as an intern, as a research assistant, because I was a research assistant, even though it was my internship. So that was my function. And then I put the topic of my research that I've been researching on, and then I put some skills. So in this example, I increased organizational skills, presentation, preparation, communication on international level. You see, those bits of my LinkedIn profile have been created in the past, before I gained more knowledge on how to create those bits of LinkedIn profile. So basically, there is a massive difference between this part and let's say here. So when I was vice president of EY Toastmaster Club in Cape Town, I learned also how I should put my skills and what type of skills I'm developing. So you basically have to put it as if you would put it in your CV, that you have a skill. So this is called sandwich method. You have a skill, and such as strong time management, and then a proof of that skill. So I was able to secure a club with eloquently constructed agenda for bi-monthly club meetings. So now, when it comes to scientists, obviously we have different skills than creating agendas for meetings, but it can be one of them. So I hope that you already watched my previous videos which were focused on power skills. Those are exactly the skills, called also soft skills, that we learn as scientists, but we don't notice them. But that's what you have to put here. So your power skills supported by the evidence of that power skill. So whether it was working on your research, through autonomous work leading to strong professional time management, or it was the excellent interpersonal skills resulting in teaching and coaching of new team members in both practical and theoretical knowledge. I'm sure a lot of you have done that. And this is part of this building correct LinkedIn profile. So just for sake of time, I'm gonna scroll down here, down my experience, and the next step only is your education, which you obviously put in. You can put in your volunteering experience in the same way as you would put your professional experience. And then you can put your publications, different projects that you worked on that weren't, let's say, related to your education at a time, or your work experience. And then you have honors and awards, languages, and different organizations that you belong to. But an important bit is groups and your interest. So basically, in groups and your interest, you here can again expand your network and see that, let's say, someone is in the same group as you are, like Global Women's Leadership Network or Science Internships Europe. And through that, you can again have this, icebreaker to start the conversation with the person, obviously in a professional way. So this was just LinkedIn one-on-one, just brushing on LinkedIn profile. I hope that you got more sense of what is LinkedIn profile and why you should actually create it properly, instead of just brushing off and listing your experience. As I was intern between 2017 and 19, I was then I started my PhD in 2019, and I'm a PhD student. This is actually not how you should structure your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile has to be on the same level polished as your CV these days. The interesting thing is, also from your LinkedIn profile, you can export it to your CV. However, what I would not recommend is using this as your CV, because LinkedIn has a specific structure that it is preparing it in, which might not necessarily be relevant to the country or the position or the requirements for the CV that you're going to receive from the job advertisement. Let's say it's going to say that they only want to see 2 pages CV. So if LinkedIn profile is quite extensive, in my case, the CV created by the LinkedIn profile looks like this. It has 5 pages. I obviously have my top skills, I have my languages, I have my summary here. However, this is not a good format of your CV. So to see the CV that you should actually use, please refer to our other videos or to our course, and there you're going to learn how to structure the proper CV. But you already have an idea on what you have to improve and how your personal brand will be developing in future. This is it for today. We only had 15-minute session, and actually I did it for 20 minutes now, so I'm sorry for taking more of your time. I hope that you enjoyed this coffee break session, and I'll see you in a week time. Bye for now.